Hello everybody. Hope we all having a spooky October. I'm really excited for today's live. I got a particularly spooky story to tell you all. Let's see who's here. Any fun Halloween plans going on, you guys? Hold on. Hey, Mary's the first one to comment on this live, so guess what that means? The main character in today's scary story will now be named Mary. Dun dun dun. But what's up, Taylor, Melanie, Todd, Mark, welcome. Hope you're all having a great October. I feel like I'm getting more and more used to staying up late, and I have a hard time, even when I try to go to bed early now, my body's so accustomed to staying up so late so often that that's just what I've gotten used to. I gotta really work hard to change that, but not yet though. I'm gonna be going to a couple haunted houses tomorrow and on Halloween, so that should be fun. And we're probably gonna stay up pretty late both nights, so I'll find a time to start adjusting my sleep schedule, but not yet. Anyways, a few things to share in the comments. If any of you guys have any crazy, creepy stories that have happened to you recently or that you've heard, feel free to share them. And any fun Halloween plans. You guys, we got 2 days left till Halloween, and so the last bit of the spooky season is just about to go by, so make the most of it and have some fun. And I hope you guys are ready to get your socks scared off of you, so this story's going to be a fun one. I wouldn't say it's the spookiest of them all, though, but it's very interesting. I liked it. It's very easy to relate to it, too, because I feel like a lot of us have had a very similar situation. What's up, Todd? Todd says, same for me. Would love to get to bed earlier, but it's not so easy. Melanie says, I did a haunted house yesterday. Ooh, which one, Melanie? I'm trying to figure out what are the things I like in a haunted house the most, because I really liked Asylum 49 because of just how terrifying it was, because it's like full contact. But Fear Factory was actually a lot of fun just because of the visuals were so impressive. Like, you feel a little bit like you're on a roller coaster. And back in the day when they did have a zip line, it basically was a roller coaster. It was awesome. But yeah, put down in your comments your favorite things about a haunted house, which haunted house is your favorite, and what you like to do in the Halloween season to get spooked. Or if you don't like getting spooked, I feel like there's lots of other alternatives. But as for right now, though, I hope you guys are excited to get a little bit terrified. Let's see. Melanie says, we did trunk or treat, then we were going trick or treating. Nice. Just a free one that our local high school does with the town. Nice. I actually found some really good ones that are just in corn mazes. A lot of the times then you don't even have to pay to go to them, and you can just go wander around through the corn maze that they I guess like the town puts on or whatever. I went to a symphonic con all dressed up last night. Aww. With your boyfriend. Nice. Haunted houses are really fun when you have someone to hold hands with, because then you get all scared. You can hold tight to them and they make it all better. Ghostface scared the crap out of me. They had 2 of them, so they had them in front and back of us. Ooh. Yeah, I've definitely had some terrifying experiences in a haunted house. I think one of the obstacles in a haunted house that scared me the most was when they have the walls are basically balloons, and they fill them up with air, right? So it's like a big old balloon, and you have to squeeze through the middle, and constantly, like, almost feels like you're being suffocated by the walls filled with air. You got to squeeze through, and what made this extra terrifying is you can't really see anything because you're squeezing between these two balloons of a wall, and then people are hiding underneath, like grabbing at your feet, and oh, it's so terrifying. But one of my favorite is probably when you walk through and you're going through this like cylinder thing that's constantly rotating and moving around. Oh, that one's really cool. You get kind of dizzy though. A lot of people fall over. But I like how trippy it is. It's a lot of fun. Not so much a haunted house, but down in my neck of the woods, we have a haunted corn maze. Those are still fun. I kind of like them being outside like that with the fresh air underneath the starlights, you know. That can be really cool too. Flinker Mary says, I went to a corn maze. Nice. What's up, Prudence? My daughter is traumatized now. Oh no. Nice. Sweet. Awesome. Oh, Melanie says, I went to the one in Salt Lake that was really good. It looks like a castle on the outside. Is that the Nightmare on 13th one? That one's pretty terrifying. I've never been to that one. Dang. Huh. I've driven past that one many times, but I don't think I've ever gone through that one. At one point, I don't know if this is true, but someone was telling me that one has such extreme levels, and I guess there's levels to it, where you can, if you get through all of them, you like get your money back or something. If you can make it through. I think that was kind of cool. Motivation to go through all of it. Oh, maybe it was a long time ago, back in like 09. Nice. Sweet. All right, keep your guys' stories coming, and we're going to get into a spooky story. So grab your popcorn. This one, since Mary was the first one to comment, the main character's name is now going to be Mary. And for this one, oh man. So the title for this one is The Haunted Airbnb. And, well, I'll give a little background at the end, but we'll just get right into it. So this one for Mary. Let's see. 1 second. I want to make sure everything's working. My sound looks good. I got a fun little background. I even got some candles lit to make it extra spooky for you guys. So sit back, grab your popcorn, and enjoy, all right? So, as we all know, Mary is a professional, I don't know how you would say the correct word, but she was flying from England to Florida for a jiu-jitsu competition. And most of the time when she goes to these events, she ends up staying at a hotel. But this time, when she met up with all of her teammates, then they were talking about and really glamorizing Airbnbs, talking about how there's such good deals, all the good things about them. And so she decided for the first time to give it a try. And she goes and she downloads the app and looks for a reasonably priced one that's not too far away from where the event is that she's at. And she finds one that's a fairly new post. It's only got about 2 reviews, but the host of the Airbnb is an old couple, and they seem very nice. So she decides to go with it. And as she's getting her Uber, going down to the Airbnb, she notices that it's in, like, the street is super old, and the homes look even older. It's kind of like in an ancient part of town, right? And she goes up to the house, and the hosts of the Airbnb are already there, just greeting her right at the door. And they give her a little tour of the house, show her which room she'll be staying in, and they even offer to make her dinner and have dinner with them. And this is her first time ever staying in an Airbnb, so she just assumes that this must be normal, I guess. So she decides to go ahead with it, and she has dinner with them. And they're asking her all sorts of questions, really getting to know her. And they even go so far as at the end of the dinner, they take her down into the basement. And it's a really old, crickety house, and the basement's all dark and scary looking. But they just take her down to their wine cellar. And they end up offering her, what they say to her is that, feel free, while you're staying here, help yourself to the wine down here. And at this point, it kind of hits her, and she's like, this must be why, there's so much hype about Airbnbs. Like, these hosts are so nice. It's almost like too nice, something seems off. She's kind of like looking for what's the catch. But eventually the hosts end up going to bed, and she's just chilling in the living room on her own. And this is the time she decides to indulge a little bit. And she goes down into the creepy basement, going through the cellar until she finds one of her favorite bottles of wine. She ends up taking the whole bottle with her back to her room. She gets through about half of the bottle and then finally dozes off. But in the middle of the night, she gets woken up, and she has no idea what time it is. She's like in a daze where she's half asleep, not fully focused, right? And she notices some type of a flash go off, and she assumes that it's lightning or something. And so she's just laying there half asleep, and she starts to count to try and see how long till the thunder comes, but it never comes. And she feels another flash. And so, being confused, not sure where it's coming from, she slowly leans up in her bed and opens up her eyes. And as her vision starts adjusting to the dim light, she sees a man inside of her room, and her heart starts pumping really fast, and she's getting nervous. And this big figure is holding what looks like a phone facing towards her. And she's thinking like, what? Is this person like taking pictures of me? Like, what's going on? And they slowly creep back. They're such a big person though. Every step is making noise. And they creep back and slowly close the door as if they were trying to go unnoticed. But she clearly saw them. And now there's no way she's going to be able to sleep. Everything's like going through her mind. Like, why in the world was he in here? Like, she isn't sure if they took photos, but she definitely felt some sort of a flash going on. And so she stands up on the side of the bed, not wanting to stay in that Airbnb anymore. She just has this eerie feeling that somebody's watching her and that something's wrong. Something's just going on in the house, and she doesn't like it. So she quickly grabs her bags and heads towards the door. She twists the doorknob, and that's when, the color drains from her face. She realizes the door is locked from the outside. She's starting to get all claustrophobic. She feels like she's trapped inside of this room. And then she frantically looks around, and now she's getting super nervous. She's feeling like she's just trapped. She wants to get out of there. And so she's looking for any exit, and she's slowly making her way to the window. And as soon as she gets to the window, she starts hearing a bang in the other side of the house, and she's hearing noises throughout the house now. And this terrifies her even more. And so the window is so old, it's basically welded to the side. And so she's pushing up against it, grabbing and tugging, doing whatever she can to finally get it wedged open just enough where she can squeeze her body through the window. And she stumbles outside, and she just starts running. She has no idea where she's going. She's just running through the dark streets of the neighborhood. And she's so scared and she's just out of it, in a daze, frantically looking for someone to possibly help her. She wants help at this moment, and she ends up noticing a car down the street. And in her panic, she just waves them down, not even thinking about it. And the car comes, stops right in front of her. She gets inside, and she just starts telling the person all about what's going on, how terrified she is, and that they need to help her. But as she looks at the driver, she notices that it's that same person that was in her bedroom. And so she freaks out and reaches for the door, but before she can pull the handle, the person grabs her arm, and he's got an iron tight grip on her, and she's just trying to get loose and reaching for the door, trying to open it. But as she's leaning and turning, she looks back, and she sees the old couple tied up in the back of this car. And this freaks her out even more. She gets so terrified. All of her adrenaline is pumping through her. She twists her shoulder just enough to push the door to swing open. She lifts up her legs and pushes against the man as hard as she can, getting just enough of a distance away from him that she's able to break his grip, and literally rolls right out of the car into the street. Doesn't even take a moment to look back. She just books it, just running down the street. But this time, instead of just following along the street, she actually jumps over a fence, and she's running through the backyards and throughout just right next to the houses. And she runs until she finds a little window well that she can jump inside and hide inside of it. And she's ducked down, just terrified out of her mind. She pulls out her cell phone and calls the police, and she's too afraid to even leave. So she waits the whole time until she finally sees the police lights coming down the street. And that's when she finally just creeps out of the window well and gets enough nerve to finally walk out, and goes and finds the police officer and tells him the whole story. And at this point, the police officer needs to do an investigation. And he says to her, come with me. You got to come with me back to the house. We're going to need to help that old couple. And she tells him, like, the man had him tied up. I don't know where they are. I don't know where they're going. And he's like, well, we got to go check out the house. And she's terrified. She does not want to go back there, but she even left her stuff. So she feels kind of obligated and she has to go back. So she goes with the police officer and they do their little investigation. They're searching everything. And one of the things they print off is all of the previous people that have stayed in the Airbnb. And that's when Mary notices, she recognizes one of the photos and she sees that same figure, that man that was in her room and that was driving the car. And she points it out to the police officers and they're looking, and it becomes a part of their investigation to find that old couple. And it's claimed that even still to this day they have not found them. And it goes without saying that Mary will never stay in an Airbnb again. Dun dun dun. The end. Heck yeah. Oh boy, I've stayed in Airbnbs, you guys. I'm sure a lot of us have. It's getting really popular. But if you think about it, it actually is really scary that you're staying in a stranger's home, and to the host, you're the stranger just staying in their home. It's like there's a lot of trust happening on both ends there. And some people get taken advantage of. It's pretty scary. Dang. Some of you guys might be watching this from an Airbnb. Hopefully you guys have read all the reviews. Hopefully it's not a new posting. On a side note, I've heard one of the other stories I was going to do was about one that literally he had gone to one that was brand new. He was the first person staying in the Airbnb, and the host robbed them. And so he ended up filing a case against them and reporting it to Airbnb. But Airbnb basically did nothing about it. And the cops like took the report and everything, but he didn't have evidence. There wasn't anything for him to show, other than him saying that the host took their stuff. They even searched the house and never found it. And so there's multiple cases through Airbnb where people either, people get really, I don't know what you'd call screwed over, I guess. But there's spooky situations that can happen. It can be terrifying, but not a reason to not go on trips and stuff. I think Airbnb is great so you can get cheaper places to stay, but man, I'd hate to be the one having to go through something like this. That would be absolutely terrifying. But it makes a good story though, that's for sure. Let's see what the comments are saying. Dun, dun, dun. Oh no. Oh my gosh, so many ads all the time. Just ignore. Learn to Grow says this is creepy with the music too. I know the music really adds a lot too. I'm gonna miss doing scary stories. This might be my last one. And I might do one last one next week because it'll be right at the end of October, but we'll see. I've been having lots of fun doing these though, and just finding the creepy stories. Oh my goodness. Now here's one tough thing though. So many of the stories all say and have claims to be true, but part of me is especially on YouTube, just on the internet, there's so many stories that are just absolutely insane and terrifying and crazy, and they all have people that will support that it's true and claim all these things about it, but some of them are just so hard to believe, So in my questionnaire of if they're true or not, I'll still point out what the facts are and what are said about them, and then what I think about them. But it's just hard to know sometimes, right? And based on a true story gives you a lot of leeway. I know there's was it The Haunting in Connecticut? There's some scary movies that all say based on a true story, but they're a complete stretch from the actual, reality of what happened. And they they over exaggerate and make it extremely crazy, you know. So I don't feel like that's super necessary though, because just knowing that it's true, knowing that it can truly happen to you, I feel like that makes it scary enough, you know. It really gets in my head. But same for me. I would love, oh yeah. Learn to Grow says, did you make up that story or find it online? So next week we're going to do a little question and answer of all the scary stories I did throughout October, and ask people where they think it came from, which ones they think were personally from my experience, and which ones I found online. A few of them, there are actual news articles about them as well, so you can do a little digging and be prepared to answer lots of the questions from the stories. So if you haven't listened to the other creepy stories, I did one every single week for October. So all my October lives have a scary story in them. A fun little Halloween edition. I have a friend who owns an Airbnb. He really does have cameras everywhere. LOL. Ooh. See, that's a little creepy too. I wonder. I mean, I would have cameras all around the outside of my house, but I wonder how the privacy rules come into having the cameras inside of the house, you know. Melanie says, I found a video camera in an Airbnb in the master bedroom and bathroom. Oh no. Yeah, that's bad. I'm pretty sure that's not allowed. Like, I think they probably know that. That's creepy if they do that. Oh man. I get it if there's like a camera, I guess, in the kitchen or living room or something, but even then I'm like, just like, I wouldn't be bothered with cameras on the front porch or around the house, you know, because you got to keep it safe. You got to make sure intruders aren't coming in, but as long as you have a good enough security system, I wouldn't really want cameras inside. Todd says, I'm outside an Airbnb taking pictures of the people inside. Is that creepy? Todd, stop that. What? Why are you doing that? That is creepy, and you should know that. That's kind of weird. Is the flash going off? Do they think there's lightning going on outside the window? Oh, what's up, Kyle Grant? I should be seeing you on Tuesday. Hint, hint. You should text me what hours you'll be there. I have a small little group coming with me. Should be fun. Melanie says, I'm gonna show hers. That's a funny one. Todd says, I'm going to send them the pictures after they leave. That's not creepy, is it? Okay, you're joking, right, Todd? That'd be so weird. I guess if you don't want them to come back to the Airbnb. Is this your Airbnb you're doing it to? Because that's a sure way to keep them away. Maybe if they're like really bad hosts, you know, if they're like destroying your Airbnb or something, or just not taking good care of it, then that's a sure way to make sure they don't come back. I would hope, anyway. But there's probably better ways to do that as well. So, Todd, just leave the pics on their car and put a note saying, I'm watching you. Oh my gosh. That'd be so scary. Oh, please don't do that. It's not. It was pointed at the bed and the shower, and it was one of the open type showers, so I'm sure they saw my husband in the shower. Oh my gosh, Melanie. You should definitely like put that in the review when they let you review the Airbnb you're in. That's one thing that is kind of cool. I think it's absolutely necessary. It's almost like they have to do that because, you know, there's not someone going to these Airbnbs and inspecting them, making sure they're up to par, making sure the hosts aren't creepy or anything. So really, it's that first person. If you're the first one, you're going to an Airbnb with no reviews, no other previous people have stayed there, then you're the test subject. You really are. You're the one figuring out if that's going to be a good Airbnb or not. And so your review really does matter. I think that's an important thing to do. But, man, it's a lot of pressure. Kyle says 7 to 10. Ooh, that should be perfect. Nice. All right. Sounds like a plan. How about I leave the pictures inside? They are not there. Oh, so the people left now, and you're gonna go, whoa, okay, let me see if I'm getting this right. So when they were in the Airbnb, you snuck pictures of them through the windows or whatever. Now they're out of the Airbnb. You're going to sneak inside of the Airbnb that they're staying at, put pictures all over, and then leave for when they come back. They're going to see all their photos all over the Airbnb. That's interesting. I wonder if you're doing some type of a riddle. Maybe if someone's renting this Airbnb for a photo shoot and you're their cameraman, then that's not weird, I guess. You're taking photos for them that they are asking you to take. But if that's not the case, that's very interesting. I don't know. They took the listing down after I reported it to Airbnb and I took pictures. They had positive reviews. Interesting. Maybe they put the cameras in there after other people have stayed there and left positive reviews. But either way, that's definitely wild, man. Yeah, very creepy, Todd. Let's hope Todd is trolling and not for real. I feel like I know Todd pretty well. He might be telling the truth, but like there's a twist to it. He's not just, being a pervert. Why are the cameras pointed at the bed and the shower? Perverts. Yeah, you're just taking pictures of the people's feet probably, right, Todd? Nothing creepy or anything. Aw, thank you so much for the donation, Mary. Flinker Mary Vlog says, you need to try an escape room, also make a team for it. I've heard escape rooms are a lot of fun. I do want to give that a try. My only worry is if I can't figure it out, I'd hate to feel a sense of claustrophobia and like being trapped, which I do get that in haunted houses too, but you're always constantly going. There's like a flow to it. So I think it'd be really cool if they made an escape room that's like a whole building. And you're not just escaping a room necessarily, but you're escaping, you're finding a way from the hallway to the next room. And then you have to, solve a puzzle to get past that room to the next. And like if there was a whole chain of events, I would feel way less like trapped, But then again, that could be kind of scary if you feel like you're just getting deeper and deeper and going to get more and more trapped in the center of this warehouse or whatever it is. That would be interesting as well. But I could see it being fun. I've heard lots of good things about escape rooms. Oh yeah, escape rooms are very fun. Good night, guys. Good night. Learn to grow. Thanks for listening to my scary story. Thanks for joining us for Evening with Eskel number 89, you guys. We're going to be doing video 90 next week. We're just 11 away from the goal of 100 lives. So that'll be sweet. Oh yeah, escape rooms are very fun. They were hidden cameras. I only noticed because my kid knocked something over in the master. Oh, and it was hiding behind a vase. Wow. Okay. Yep. That's definitely creepy. Huh. I wonder what's going through that person's mind, Why would they do that? After that, I went on the hunt, right? It would be so hard to sleep in there. Oh, that's another thing. Even like hostels. Airbnbs, I guess, are probably a little better than hostels. But like knowing that there's strangers in not only the same house that you're in, but, sharing a room with them, that would be tough for sure. Melanie says, Todd, his shower time is probably on the black web. Oh, man. Flinker Mary says, adventure this weekend. Nice. Yeah, I hope you all have some fun plans. Gonna do something fun for Halloween. I'm actually going to a haunted house on Halloween, and I usually don't do that because they're always like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be so busy because everyone goes on Halloween. But I've been told by someone that actually works at a haunted house that Halloween's actually not that busy because so many people are throwing Halloween parties or doing things on Halloween that it's not too bad. So I'm gonna give it a try this year and see how it goes. We left. Yeah. Did you leave right away, Melanie? Because that's what I would want to do. But see, I'd be torn too. I'd be like, I don't want to lose my money on this. I'd request a return right away. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is going to go into a whole rabbit hole. Would you guys be willing to stay in an Airbnb for free if you knew 100% of your activity was monitored, that would be really creepy. I'm pretty sure the answer is no to that, actually. That's a pretty easy way to answer that. I wouldn't want to have to deal with that. But I guess it depends on what the footage is used for. But I don't know. That's an interesting thought. As if there isn't enough. Oh boy, Todd. But see, if you knew you were being filmed, technically you wouldn't have to use the shower or something, you know? Or like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of how I could save money, but I don't think it could be worth it. But if all you do is go there and sleep and leave, that would be worth it. I'd let someone film me sleep to have a free place to stay. Maybe. I don't know. Now saying it out loud is kind of creepy. After I took the pics, Airbnb refunded me. Nice. That's good. I'm glad you got your money back. That makes it worth it. I'm making my own escape rooms. Ooh, that's cool. That would be a lot of fun. I'd love to get creative with ideas. I left after I found the second one. It's fun on Halloween. True. Oh yeah. Sounds like an exhibitionist wet dream. I mean, I have been in the shower with, and it's not exciting. What? Did I miss something there? What if you forget how to escape your own escape room? Oh, Taylor. Now that would be a paradox. That means you did a good job, though. You created a really good one. Oh, that would be funny. I wonder how far the rules go in a haunted house. Because I've been to some haunted house where they go through a little briefing and they're like, you cannot touch the workers, but the workers can touch you. And my first thought was, well, if they touch me, I will be touching them. So technically I can't touch them. But anyways, so the whole idea is on the full contact haunted houses, you know, they don't want you messing with their workers, obviously, you know, this is their job. But they're coming up with all sort of creative ways to, first of all, scare you, and then to like grab you and put you in rooms, or, you know, to do things to you that'll terrify you. Even as far as like, some of them will let them tie you up and like strap you down to a bed and like a table and like roll you around on those rolly bed things. Some of them go pretty crazy. It's interesting. I just wonder what the rules are, you know, where are the limits? Because I'm all for having fun and, you know, having a crazy experience, but I don't want to get tied up. I don't think that would be fun anymore. But who knows? Maybe that's more for certain types of people. But I mean, I have been with him. Oh, oh boy. Looks like the comments are getting a little bit out there. People end up touching the actors anyways. Exactly. Yeah, that happens a lot. I once went with one of my siblings who like could see the hiding spot up ahead where the person was hiding, so he walked super slow and quietly so the actor didn't know when to jump out, and then he jumped in at the actor, and the actor freaked out and started yelling at him and told him he can't do that, he's gonna get kicked out. He didn't get kicked out, by the way. We still got to go through the rest of the haunted house, but the actor was terrified, which I thought was pretty funny because he's just got a little bit of his own medicine, you know. He got a little taste of what he's doing to everybody else, and it's supposed to be fun. Hopefully he enjoyed it. But on Saturday at the haunted house, a extreme custom passed out while being waterboarded. What? On Saturday at the haunted house, an extreme custom passed out while being waterboarded. Are you for real? Are they allowed to waterboard in the haunted house? I feel like that would definitely get them in trouble. There's no way. I'm gonna have to look that up. Is that confirmed? My sister got kicked in the face. working at a haunted house. Oh man. You know, I hear the hard thing about haunted houses is that the actors do not get paid very well, from what I'm told. But they really enjoy doing it. Like, it's a lot of fun, and it's a seasonal thing, so they don't get to do it very often. But yeah, I wonder how that would be. I actually, okay, so if you guys have seen last year's, if you guys followed my sister Amanda Ray's live or videos, I don't know if it was in a live or in a video, last year around Halloween, she was talking about the Orders haunted house. And when I was probably only like 16, maybe even 15, then I got recruited to go work at, well, not work, well, yeah, I was working but not getting paid at the Order haunted house. And I was so excited, you guys. I was like, I love haunted houses. I can't wait to actually be a worker in the haunted house and have a ton of fun. But like, they give no guidance, no instructions. They're just like, okay, we got these sections of the haunted house. You're going to be in that section. And you got these random kids just going around, and they would like grab big old styrofoam things that they painted like to look like rocks, and they'd put ropes on them and just like toss them down a hill to get really close to the people walking by to try and scare them. People were getting like tin cans and even just pots and pans, and they would just get really close to the people walking through the haunted house and just bang them together to be super loud, just coming up with all sorts of just random things to do to try and scare people. And I remember working in it, and it was, first of all, it was freezing cold, late at night, you know, because those things will go till like midnight. And I was not having fun. I was like, for the first hour, I had no idea what to do and was super confused. And then when I started finally like just realizing I just got to make it up on my own and try to scare people, then I was just, you know, I got really bored of it super fast. And I just at one point I was freezing cold, just sitting there and watching people go by, and instead of jumping out of them, they just look at me and just be like, hey, and they just go right on by. But luckily I only had to work there I think 2 nights, and then I never went back. But it was definitely not the experience I was hoping for. But yeah, and I didn't get paid anything, so it just wasn't worth it. But yeah, it's the Haunted Kays Cross out in Kaysville. I don't know if they still do it. I haven't heard anything about it in like a year or two. But back when I was still in the Order, that was a thing. But yeah. My sister got like $10 an hour. Okay. That's at least something. Oh my goodness. At Universal, the actors get paid like $8 to $12 an hour. Oh dang, that's still not that great, but I guess it probably depends on what minimum wage is in the States, right? That's it, Taylor Renee. I was trying to think of the name of the manor. That dude has a lot of issues. Ooh. They hire some people seasonally. Well, they have to be seasonally. Haunted houses only go from right at the, like, near the end of September. Well, I think it's just at all of October, right? Maybe some of them open at the end of September, right before October. But you really only get 1 month of the year, as far as I know. There was one haunted house that would do something where each holiday they would open up and do some sort of a haunted thing for it, and it would be themed that holiday. Like, they would do a haunted St. Patrick's house and a haunted Valentine's house that was open on Valentine's Day. So they got creative and found ways to open it up more days throughout the year, which it was pretty fun. I like that. Yeah, Melanie, it's really messed up. I've heard they pull people's teeth out and everything. Oh my goodness. What was that one called? The Manor? Is that the actual name? What's the full name of that? I want to look that up after this. A haunted house that goes as far as pulling people's teeth out. See, that sounds creepy, and like, I definitely wonder if that's true, but my first instinct is there's no way if a haunted house, even if a haunted house went as far as like, punching people, that would get shut down so fast, I feel like. It is kind of scary though. There's some haunted houses where you have to sign a waiver saying you won't sue them. So I wonder if at that point they can get away with anything. I hope not, but who knows. Yeah, and rip their nails off. I think he broke someone's bone too. It's insane. Yeah, that sounds terrifying. Huh. I've heard of people like falling down in a haunted house and breaking a bone. That actually is, decently common. Because it's so dark. There's so much stuff happening all over the place. Sometimes, there'll be parts of it where you're going outside where it's like muddy and there's like literally like tree roots around, and such a tripping hazard, but it makes it extra spooky. They go to UCF and get the clubs to work. It's like a fundraiser for them. Oh, interesting. I don't know how that's allowed. That's no way, Taylor. That's crazy. McCamey Manor. Okay, I'm definitely looking that up after this live, because that seems too crazy. They sign a ton of waivers. McCamey Manor. Who is signing these waivers though? That is crazy. I went to a haunted forest. It was so fun, but crazy. You have to run through the forest in the dark, and they chase you with a chainsaw. Yeah, I've actually been to one of those as well. They have one in Utah, a haunted forest, and that was really cool. I don't know if it was just the year that I went, but they would literally have you be going through this forest, and you would stop at different cabins throughout the forest, and each cabin would have a certain theme, and one of them had the headless horseman that would like chase you down as you're running from one cabin to the next, and it was so cool. And even in one of the cabins, it's like this super ancient old theme, and the actors are dressed in like 1800s types of clothes, and they'll literally like have tea, and you can they'll pour you some tea or some apple cider if you want it, and it was so cool. I had a lot of fun at that one. Yeah, I went down that rabbit hole a few times. It has like 200,000 prize of if you last the time limit. The longest someone went was 45 minutes. Whoa. $200,000? You could probably get some really good dentures for that price. You could replace all your teeth for that, right? Oh, I want to know who the winner of that is. Who survived it? That would be crazy. Oh boy. Okay, well, I'm going to start doing some research, you guys. And I may even still watch a scary movie tonight. I know it's late, but I'm so excited. And for some reason, I got a lot of energy. So, yeah, this was fun. Awesome. Well, thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this spooky story, and thanks to everyone who commented, sharing all the fun things they're going to do for Halloween and your favorite parts of haunted houses. You got 2 more days to go out there and enjoy some spooky haunted houses. So I'm going to be out there enjoying it, having some fun, so I hope you guys do as well. And thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us at another Evening with Eskel, number 89. I hope to see you guys next week. Thanks. Bye, guys.